Hey folks, my name is Feldre and this is RimWorld. If you don't know the game, it is called a colony simulator by its creator. It is kind of a cross between Firefly and Dwarf Fortress. I'm hoping that you know what both of those things are, otherwise it's not going to make any sense. It's one of my favorite games, it's quite fun, and I wanted to play it with you all now that it's in beta 18. I haven't actually touched it since it's come into beta 18, so this will kind of be a new experience for both of us in a way. There's new stuff that I haven't explored yet, but there's a lot of other stuff that I know from other games, so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and make a new colony. So, to start off, first there's different kinds of scenarios. There is your basic one where you're crash landing on a planet and your level of technology is kind of industrial. So you know how to make electrical equipment and that sort of stuff. And this is what you would be starting with. There's also Lost Tribe, which is you are at a tribal level of technology. There's 5 of you, and this is what you're going to start with. And there's also Rich Explorer, which is, again, more of industrial tech level, and you only start with 1 person. There is also the option you can make your own. You can download different scenarios from the Steam Workshop, but these are the ones that come default, I guess we could say. My personal favorite, I like starting with the Lost Tribe because I like starting off at tribal levels of technology because that's like the lowest you can go, and then kind of working your way up from there. I just think it kind of gets you involved in all the aspects of the game. You know, kind of working your way up from tribal. So that's what I'm going to go with. So just going to click next. Then we get to pick the storyteller. So there's a couple here that came with the game. There's Cassandra Classic. So Cassandra creates story events on a steadily increasing curve of challenge and tension. There is Phoebe Chillax. Phoebe gives lots of time between disasters to relax and build your colony, but beware, at higher difficulty she hits it as hard as anyone. So she's kind of like Cassandra, but with more downtime between the bad things. And then there is Randy Random. Randy doesn't follow the rules. He'll generate random events, and he doesn't care if they make a story of triumph or utter hopelessness. It's all drama to him. And that's pretty. Randy is very random. Now I also have this. This is a storyteller that I downloaded from the Steam Workshop. So this is Rainbow Flambe, I'm going to say. Rainbow shares Randy's love of the unpredictable, but tempers that love with a bit of Cassandra's storytelling flair. Beware though, he can be a bit sadistic. So I'm actually going to go with Rainbow, just because this is one of my favorite mod authors, and I just like the idea of there being randomness, but also the whole Cassandra's, slowly increasing the difficulty. So yeah, I'm going to pick him. As for the level of difficulty, I'm going to go with some challenge. I know that's not very high on the list. But I might turn it up later if I find that if it's not interesting enough. But yeah, this is kind of my default setting, so I'm just going to go with some challenge. And I'll go next. Now, this is where we get to have some options to create a world. So there's different seeds. You can randomize it. The global coverage is going to be how much of the globe is kind of shown. So it's like this is default generates 30%. So basically it's like a landmass that takes up approximately 30% of the planet. Whereas you can, go all the way to 100%. I'm going to go to 50. Just because that's kind of a balance between not very much and, might hurt my CPU. So stick with that. And then I could adjust the rainfall temperature, but I'm going to leave them as normal. So I'm going to go ahead and generate a world. See what we come up with here. Alright, so we generated our world. You kind of see how there's like this giant ocean on like half the planet. So the other half is basically where the landmass is. So all these symbols mean different things. They represent different factions. So if I click on, say, this one, see, this is part of the Covenant of Vago faction. And they kind of mean different things. So like the red skulls, those are pirates. Those guys are always going to be aggressive towards you. So are the orange accent skull, I guess you can call it. Those are medieval warbands. They're also always going to be aggressive to you. Whereas, I think the green ones always start off, if not friendly, at least neutral with you. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of different factions. So you can settle near some of them if you want. I don't know if you can tell, there's like roads running along. There's rivers everywhere. And there's also like mountain ranges you can kind of see. Actually, let me zoom in so you can see it a little better. See, this represents a mountain range. And so there's like, pop-up terrain. So this is like flat terrain. And this is large hills, and there's small hills. And then there's impassable, which basically I don't even know if you can pick that to live there. And you can, live on the edge of a river. I think there's also swamps now. Yeah, tropical swamp. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and find a spot to pick the base. I could go a random site. I don't like doing that, though. I like picking my spots. So, I will be right back once I've decided. So I forgot to mention that there are different types of biomes here, in addition to, swamps and such. So there's sea ice, which is, as you can imagine, kind of like the poles of our Earth. There is tundra and boreal forest, temperate forest, tropical rainforest, arid shrublands. And down over here we have a desert, and then there's also, yes, extreme desert. And I think that's pretty much it for the different biomes. So obviously they have different advantages, disadvantages. Some places are going to be harder than others. You're, living on some sea ice is probably going to be a little bit difficult. You might not want to do that. So something to keep in mind when you're choosing your location, if you do that. Alright, so I actually decided to roll a new map because I didn't quite like the other one. So this is the one I've got now, and I picked my location. There it is. It's on the shores of Great Lake Whitestone. That's a new feature because I don't think there was that before. I don't remember that in the last alpha. And we are right down here in a mountainous region, which has stone types, marble, and granite. It has 30 out of 60 days of growing periods, so basically half the year. And yeah, so it's right on the edge of the lake, which is kind of more like a sea. And there's two colonies that are also pretty close. We have Brentree of the Council of the Green Skunk. And we have Sun's River of the faction Andum. Probably saying that wrong. gonna go with it anyways. So yeah, I think this is gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna choose. You can choose the map size that you're gonna get once you've. What's the word I'm looking for? Once you pick your location, I guess. I'm just gonna make it slightly bigger than normal, just because I can. And we will hit next. And then here's where we get to look at our characters. So I'm just gonna take a second to go through them, see if there's any I want to change. Yeah, see if there's any ones that I want to make different, because I can randomize them if I want to. I also have Prepare Carefully installed, so I could go in and actually edit them. I'm going to try and avoid that if I can. Yeah, so let's go through them here. Okay, I think I've got a good team set up, and I did resist the urge to use Prepare Carefully. And you can see down here that there's a list of the team skills. And I think we have a pretty good set here. There's a lot of burning passions, which means they gain extra joy and they learn faster at it. And there's also just interested passions, which means they don't learn as much or gain as much joy, but it's still, better than nothing. So yeah, I think we are ready to go. Alright, we are now in the game. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, are those two wargs? Yes, a male and a female. Nice. Yeah, so so let's look at pets, because obviously pets are the most important thing. We have a male warg named Grace. Okay. A female warg named Anita. Wargs are really nice. They're really powerful kind of animals that you can have. So these are fantastic as pets, and they're also hard to tame. So this is perfect that we started with two, that it can be a breeding pair. And we also have Opal, the female Timberwolf. So that's nice. Maybe we can get a male Timberwolf, and then we can have wargs and wolves, and we can have an army. That's gonna be awesome. So let's get down to the colonists. So we have Quail the healer. Childhood was abandoned child. Quail was born sickly, thinking that she would only burden her tribe. Her parents left her out in the elements. Somehow she survived. And you can see she has +3 to melee, -2 to social, and +3 to crafting because of that. After her tribe's elder healer was killed in a raid, Quail took on the role. She spent the days scrounging up herbs and mineral compounds from nearby area to use in surprisingly effective remedies. And she is incapable of none. Her traits are pluvophile, she likes it when it rains. She is psychically deaf, which means that any sort of psychic event does not affect her. And she also has bleeding heart, which means she loves helping people and abhors violence and injustice. She is more affected by these things than others. Next, we have, I apologize if I'm not very good at pronouncing some of these names. Habanero? Maybe? Oh yes. Quail was a 22-year-old female. Habanero is a 38-year-old male. Habanero grew up in a large and intricate cave complex that extended deep into a mountainside. He helped the adults maintain and improve the deep caves. Habanero and his tribe carved out their home deep inside the side of a mountain. Habanero feels most at home picking through rock and shoring up cave walls, which explains his 17 in mining. That's a lot. He is incapable of none. He is a fast walker, which he moves faster. And he is a socialite. He loves to party. Basically means the colony is going to get more parties. We have Sam, the 35-year-old female. Sam was raised in the forest. Her father taught her to hunt and live off the land so she could live without the need of others when father died. Accustomed to manual labor and with an intuitive mind, Sam could survive weeks alone. Sam's peaceful life was cut short when her country was brutally invaded. Yee. Sam was drafted into service as soon as she was of legal age and quickly showed an aptitude for rifles. She spent months living in the forest, picking off soldiers who dared cross the border. So she's incapable of caring, which is basically medicine. Firefighting. I guess I can't fight fires. Where'd that come from? Oh, from Ranger Child. Yeah, so she will not do anything about fires, and she doesn't want to do plant work, which, fair enough. Traits are psychically dull, so she's not terribly affected by psychic events. She's a sociopath, which means basically, yeah, it doesn't bother her if others are butchered, left unburied, imprisoned, or sold into slavery. But she also gets no mood boost from socializing. So she doesn't care if, like, we turn all of our, all the corpses into kibble, or into kibble. But she doesn't get any socializing effects. Sam takes more time to aim when shooting. She shoots less often than others, but with more accuracy, which makes sense for a sniper. Next we have Seo, who is a 31-year-old male. Seo grew up in a tribe, running around the village, moving with the buffalo herds, learning essential skills from his parents. He never learned to read and never saw a machine that wasn't an ancient ruin. Because of his quiet wisdom and great strength, Seo became a spiritual leader for the nomadic tribes that followed the herds of roaming buffalo. This guy really likes his buffalo. He is incapable of none. He is heavy sleeper, which basically means once he's asleep, he's not going to be able to wake up, I don't think. Unless he's injured or something, maybe. He is also nervous, tends to crack under pressure. Then we have Val, the 20-year-old male, who was a mad scientist apparently as a kid. Val grew up miserable on the plains of a Neolithic planet. He found strength to fight under the teachings of an old, broken scientist. He quickly learned to play with people's fears and was nicknamed Mad Scientist. Okay then. Val was a tribal gang leader on a Neolithic planet. For him, the battlefield is a game, and there's nothing more fun than the fires of war. That's a lot of stuff he can't do. So he's incapable of cleaning, hauling, and plant work. His traits are he is too smart, which means he can learn faster, but he can break a little sooner than others, I think. No, it means... Hold on, let me look at this here. Yeah. He'll break sooner. And he's also a socialite. Loves to party. Okay, so we got two social butterflies here. Now, I kind of mentioned this briefly here. So, see if I mouse over this skill here. It says passion none, learning 35%. Or times 35%. So that's the kind of like the base level. If you have a interest in a skill, like which is represented by one flame here, you learn at times 100% and you get joy gain from it. And if you have two flames like you do here, you have a burning passion for it, and you learn at 150% speed and you get twice the joy gains. So these are really nice because it is good to assign people in what they are passionate at, or at least interested in. So we got a bunch of stuff around here. There's a bunch of food, some wood down here, we got some weapons. I'm gonna go ahead and where are you here? unforbid everything. So now that they can take those. So you can forbid items. They follow it most of the time. If they're in a psychotic break, they do not follow that forbidden thing. But that's just kind of, you know, you don't want people to, say, run out in the middle of a battle to pick up some berries. So it's kind of nice to have that. So another thing I want to look at here, these are their work priorities. So you can tell them to do things individually. You can give them kind of like priority orders, but most of the time you want them to just kind of do their own thing. So you can go by check marks. That's kind of like the easy way to do things. I like using the numbers. And I've seen a lot of other people, they prefer using numbers because then you can set, you know, you can have different priorities. By default, anything closer to this side is a higher priority, and down over here is a lower priority. But with the numbers, you can kind of mix and match as you want it. So I'm going to start with sending everyone to firefighting 1. The lower the number, the higher the priority. Everyone has a patient of 2. This person, no, you're not going to be a surgeon. You are going to be a surgeon, though. Actually, we're going to make Quail as our top surgeon, but we're going to have, why is this there? Sometimes I put the numbers in weird spots that don't make any sense. I don't know why. Like, why is that there? There's no reason. They have a low skill and they don't even have a passion. But anyways, yeah, so this is a patient where if you have a life-threatening condition, you'll go do that. Actually, I'm going to turn these up. So 1's going to be like, you absolutely need to do this right now. Please go do it. That way. Bed rest. It's going to be a 2 for everyone. Hauling. Actually, should I put this up to 1? If it's life-threatening. Yeah, go ahead. Put it up to 1. Bed rest means if you have like non-life-threatening medical problems. Hauling plus, cleaning plus, I'll bump those to 2. Flick's going to be a 2. Yeah. Rearming traps. That will also be a 2 for everyone. Refueling, that'll stay a 3. That should be fine. I might change that later, I'm not entirely sure. I do have a mod that changes, that kind of divides up stuff that are, like, refueling is not usually listed here, it's usually under hauling. But this divides it up a little bit better. Okay, so wardening. That's going to be your main job. And I'm going to give you a 3 for that, I think. So this is managing prisoners, feeding them, etc. No, this I do not want there. I will give Sam handling of 1. And Sayo, I mean, you have some skill, but it's not that good, so I'll give you a 2. Negotiating, pump those up to 1. Again, why is that there? I'll give you a 3 here. Training. Yeah, this is taming wild animals and training domesticated animals, as opposed to handling, which is harvest resources from and slaughter animals. Oh, actually in that case, you know what? Put that as a 1 as well. And put that as a 2. Butchering animals. These are cooking skills. So I'm just gonna... Oops. There we go. I'm just gonna put that, yeah. That's gonna be Ooh. You're our best cook, Sam. I'm gonna turn this down to a 2 then, just because I want them to be cooking before they do any of the animal training. This is definitely more important. Animals can get their own food. This just has to do with training and taming. So it's not like we have to worry about actually feeding the animals. I don't know why that's there. Yeah, so we only have 1 cook. You have a skill of 5. I'll put Val as a backup cook. Okay, hunting. I was gonna set this as 2. Hunting's usually not a huge priority. If it is like we need to do this urgently now, what I'd probably do is just take out a group of people to do it, you know, kind of force the issue then. Okay, let's turn that off. What skill? Oh, relevant skill animals. Huh. Apparently you need to be good at animals to fish. That'll be a 2. Repairing. Habanero, you are fantastic at construction. Yeah, you're gonna get 1s in those. You will get quail. Yeah, you will stay at a 3 actually. And you will also get 3, Sayo. Growing. Here we go. This is the fun part. Definite priority of 1. Wow. We only have 3 people who can grow. Sam and Val will not do it at any time whatsoever. Mining. Yeah, basically, Habanero, if you're not building, you're mining. Plant cutting. We will also put... Okay, so that requires the growing, so let's put this as a 2. This is, when it comes to like grow zones, which you'll see later, and like harvesting crops on their own, it falls under growing. This plant cut is basically for cutting down trees and such. So this doesn't actually involve, you know, any of our crops, so we can put that as lower priority. Let me just... I don't know, why are you set like this? Why? Let me get rid of all these because they're bugging me. Okay, next, drugs. Drugs, I believe the skill is intellectual. This is for crafting drugs? Yeah, okay. We'll put that as, I know you have a low skill, but you do have, I don't know if you can see it there in the corner, an interest in it. So yeah, we're gonna have you do it anyways. You're gonna suck at it at first, but you'll learn along the way. No, that's making components. So that's crafting. So all the crafting stuff. Oh, we don't really have another crafter. Let's see. 0 skill, 1 skill, 0 skill, 0. And you're 4. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I stand corrected. I'm going to... This is going to be a 4. Like, if you have absolutely nothing else to do, please do that. You know what? We're not even going to worry about art right now. Well, I'll put it as a 4. Art will be a 4. We don't really have anyone who's passionate about it, so yeah. Refining. That is also intellectual. Oh, okay. Refine materials into chem fuel at a refinery. Well, that's the skill that you're getting. We're not going to use this until much later. We will not have refineries at first. Quail. Yes, you are crafting really high. And we'll also give you a 4 in this. Yeah, we're only gonna have one crafter. Kinda sucks. Hope we get another one soon. Loading, cremating, hauling, cleaning. I think we'll leave all those at 3 for now. Basically, do them if you have nothing else to do. Might raise those later on. We'll have to see. Training console. We do not even have one of those right now. Val, I super want you to be researching as much as you can. Actually, if you're not researching for whatever reason, I'm gonna get you crafting as well, since you can't do any of the hauling and cleaning stuff there. Let's put that as a 4. And there too. You're gonna absolutely suck at it, but you know, if you got nothing else to do. And we will have, if Habanero has absolutely nothing else to do, he can research. So that's what, like a 5? Yeah. Let's set it at 9. There. So that's pretty much set out. Now, let's look at our sleeping patterns here. So ideally, we would want, who is our cooker? Sam. It'd be good to have, I like splitting up the people into like 2 shifts, like a day shift and night shift. In this case, we don't have anyone who has night owl, but it would still be good to have people on that night shift. So, if we could have Sam cooking during the night, that would be good. And then also have one of our doctors on during the night, just in case, you know, shit hits the fan, basically. So I think we'll have Sayo and Sam on night duty. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Copy that, paste that. So we're gonna have you sleep from 10 to, what is this, 8 hours? Yeah, 8 hours. Copy that, paste it, and we're also going to give everyone a little bit of forced joy in their lives. So the purple means that they will sleep at these times. The pig means that they will have joy at these times, and then anytime else, they'll work if they have to. If they need to rest, they'll rest. That sort of thing. And then, right now, just let me look at so these are different you can have like policies for what they wear. Right now, because there's, they're wearing the clothes on their back, I'm just going to leave it at anything. And for the drug policies, yeah, I think it's, wait, what? Oh, that's for addictions. Luciferium is bad. So yeah, it makes sense that if you have an addiction to Luciferium, then you could take it. Because basically, once you take Luciferium, you're immediately addicted to it, and if you stop taking it, you will die. So that's fine. I don't care if they take, if we get some alcohol, I don't care if they take it just for fun. Graphic novel? What? That's interesting. I don't think... Who considered graphic novels as a drug? Yeah, you can do that as well. Also, yeah, any of this stuff, that's fine. Yeah, fruit drinks, coffee, tea, I don't care about that. That's funny. Graphic novels are a drug. So here we have our animals. So we can start training them. Or maybe we actually shouldn't start training them yet. Because we don't have much, we're not going to have much in the way of food to start. No, we don't want to slaughter them. And this has a list of all of the wild animals currently on the map. We have a boomalope with cataracts. Oh. That doesn't look right. Oh. That's... Okay. This is interesting. This is a new mod, so... Oh, I like how it's organized. So, anyways, this is research. We can't do research yet because I haven't built like a research bench, I think it's called. But yeah, so it shows you like what stuff is like in the Neolithic age. And the ones that are like they have the solid background, they don't have the outline, those ones are already researched. The ones that just have the outline, those ones are not researched. And I guess you can like queue it and stuff like that. This looks really cool. I quite like it. I like the way it's laid out. Anyways, and then we have the world tab, which shows us on the map. That's our little location there. History is basically just statistics. Archive, this is going to be, yeah, this tells us like different messages that happened if we want to look back. Oh, and relations. So these are relations with the colonists. As you can see, they haven't even started interacting with each other because the game hasn't even started yet. But eventually this will show like lines, you know, kind of pointing to what they think of each other. And this is the relations of all the different factions. So there's us in the middle. Currently, Face Beaters group is... Okay, they are a medieval warband. And they are, like, very much aggressive to us. And warbands, yeah, they will never be nice to us. It's a pirate tribe called the Deadly Rhinos. I love these names in this game. They're fantastic. So then they'll be friendly with us. Oop, there we go. Andoom is a Outlander union. Yeah, so they have industrial level technology. And they are basically kind of more or less neutral with us right now. We have the Council of the Green Skunk. They are a medieval society, more or less neutral with us. We have the Brothers Royal Court, medieval society. They are, yeah, neutral with us. And finally, we have the Orange Swan Gala, which is a Neolithic tribe, and they are not happy with us. They will attack us right now, but we can improve our relations with them. So eventually we could become friends if we, you know, play our cards right. So I'm just gonna close that. So we have a bunch of stuff on the map. We have some wood, we have some pemmican. I don't know if you guys know what pemmican is. Basically it's going to describe it as a mix of fat and plant food. Historically, it was bison meat ground up and mixed with like fat and berries. Anyways, it can last a long time. So we have some weapons here. We have a short bow, another short bow. Oops, nope, I want to click. There we go. A pila, a spear, and a jade knife. So I'm just gonna take a look at. So this up here kind of tells me different skills that they have. So these are the people who have this is their skill in shooting, and this is their skill in melee. So Sayo, where are you there? You are going to take the jade knife because you are our best melee person. I guess we'll give Quail our other spear. Not, yeah, because you're technically better at at melee right now, even though you do have a passion or some interest for shooting. We just don't have enough ranged weapons to go around. Our sniper is Sam the sniper. Yeah, you'll get one of the bows. Val will get the Pila. The Pila it's like a short ranged weapon, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's devastating if it works. So yeah. And then we will have Habanero take the other bow. So I'm just gonna let them pick those up. Oh, we have a club too. Our club's better than the spear. Let's see here. So gear. 3.05 damage per second. Wow. Okay, that's much better. Okay, you, Quail, I want you to take that club instead. There we go. And we will just haul the spear to place once we decide where we're going. Now look at this. I honestly think, I know there's more room down over here, but this would be a perfect spot because we have the ocean at our backs. People can't cross that. Well, I guess it's actually a lake, but yeah, people can't spawn from that direction. Well, they might be able to spawn there. Oh, that'd be interesting if they could. But well, I guess we'll find out. And then we have these rocks arranged rather nicely so that we would only have to build some walls over here and here in order to keep people out. We kind of we could wall it off here and then make this here our entrance and just kind of funnel everyone in that way. Yeah, I think that'll work out rather nice. We're gonna make a bit of wall. We'll just use a log wall. And we'll put you about here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a roofed area. Oh, let's not use that tool actually. So we'll designate that this is a roofed in area, because we're going to put a stockpile here. It's not going to be pretty to begin with. This is basically just going to be where we're going to dump everything for now. And we're also going to want sleeping places. I could use this down here, but honestly, I'd rather just build a little building somewhere. Okay, well, we will just build a little log place over here. So let's go here for now. It's gonna be a little cozy. Actually, I'll put in 2 doors. So put in, let's use this wooden shelter door, why not? One there, one there. And then we will get them to cut all the plants within there. I suppose we can get them to build a floor there too. We'll worry about the floor later. Right now, let's get them cutting down stuff. Oh, and actually, plant cutting. Whoever can do it should. We'll put that as a 4, 5. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have that many people that can cut plants, unfortunately. Oh, and we'll also need beds for them. So we want furniture, and right now we can't build beds, really, so we're just gonna have sleeping spots. I'll have to get that later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll put another one over there. We're also going to want to build actually, I'm going to mine out a little bit of steel because I want them to build a fire pit. No, I don't want you to build a silver. I want you to build a steel. There we go. And we'll stick you right over there, just so we can have some place to cook food. And then we're also going to need no, production's under. Also need a crafting spot. Right there should be fine. Just to craft some basic things. What's a woodworking table? This is new. I'm not sure if it's a mod or if it's a vanilla thing now. that's the only problem with getting all these things. You know what? We're just going to have a butchering spot, and we're going to have it outside so there's not, blood everywhere when they butcher stuff. So I think that's pretty much everything set up. I'm not going to actually play in this episode. I'm going to start that the next. So, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this will be an interesting series. And take care, everyone.